Hello, my name is Quincy Campbell. I'm a filmmaker, cinematographer, sound designer, and musician. And today I'll be doing a little bit of close analysis on the scene from Arcane, the Isha pulls the trigger scene. Uh, Spoilers for season two of Arcane. Um, okay, so let's get straight to it. So we'll be breaking it down pretty much by every 20 seconds and looking at how the cinematography, sound design, and music choices come together to create a very, very great example of emotional storytelling. So I'm going to be playing and pausing a lot here, and we're going to be um, focusing on some of the sound decisions and some of the cinematography decisions. Uh, okay, so let's go. Okay, so we're going to play this first 10 seconds again and listen for the things that are being given a lot of emphasis right now are the impact sounds. And these impact sounds right here, that punch, that hit right here, that little clang from the armor from Jinx's shot, right? It's given like a clear emphasis, right? It's louder than everything else. That little electricity, that knee kick, that slice, right? We have this rhythm of impact sounds being given emphasis, right? That slice is where Vi is being cut, is an invitation for a shift in the soundscape. So as she's being cut, we're going to get uh, a high amount of echo, reverb, and maybe a little bit of compression, which means, and like so things are going to start becoming a little more muffled. When you're wounded, things can become a little muffled. Um, and so it's bringing us into Vi's headspace for a minute, but that is a transition for us to the soundscape to get a little more muffled from here on out till a key moment, till a very key moment. So here, they now things have become a little bit more echoey, a little more muffled. Still, the impact is you hear it, or is a bit loud, showing the chaos of this battle scene. It's so muffled we can barely hear, you know, uh, Jinx's voice, right? But that impact is very loud. So let's just go back a little bit. So listen to the impact sounds. Listen to how that slice is a transition point, potentially. See, now things are muffled. So again, we can compare that impact sound when things are muffled to when it was before. See, now that impact sounds a lot more muffled. When it was clear before, the impact sounds were clearer before. And I'm not mentioning the music yet, but just pay attention to how the music is understated, right? Um, I joke and say it's not really that understated for music and film in general, but Arcane has a very clear musical identity where they overstate their music, which is part of what makes it really work. The music scenes are amazing. But here, compared to how things are before, the music in this scene is very understated, right? For now. So, let's press play. Okay, so we're about to hear, if you're listening stereo with earphones, a very sharp breath on your right ear or your right side of the stereo, or Jinx, right? It's going to be unmuffled. It's going to be clear loud. And, you know, that is very important. That's going to be important. Sounds weird to say, but that breath is going to be very important. It's popping out outside of this muffled soundscape, right? This one right here. You heard it? That right? That gasp. Okay, so let's continue. I find this interesting. A clear example of why how much this music is understated is that Vander or Warwick's growl is overpowering the music. It's over the music, right? You hear, and there's a come with it comes an echo. Everything is a little bit muffled, a little echoed. Um, no pun intended. Um, and so another example, Jinx's voice is muffled, right? And it's showing a lot of things. So you know how the transition that brought us into this muffled soundscape was Vi, but we're also now in Vander's point of view or Warwick's point of view, and how now his head is so he's lost so much of his humanity. His head is so muffled, right, scattered that he can barely hear Jinx, right? This is this perspective wise, we're in Vander's perspective, and so it's really clever that even though Vi was used as a transition point, the sense of chaos, the sense of muffled chaos, like it's so much going on, it's hard to focus on anything. That is a mind state that a lot of the characters are in. So you don't need to just focus on this doesn't just imply Vi's mental state, but also implies Vander's mental state, Jinx's mental state. So much is going on. There's so much chaos, right? That impact was very clear, right? Because it's important. Vi being hit by Vander shows because before Vander or Warwick would never hit his daughter. Now showing how far gone he is. And this is about to conclude what I call the first 20 seconds of the scene. I call it the chaos because it just really showcased the chaos of the moment. Muffled, a lot of chaos, a lot of echo, a lot of echoes, a lot of reverb. Um, very compressed, right? And the music is understated, right? And we're talking about transition points. We're about to have a transition where that changes. Now, I've been talking mostly about sound, but going on to cinematography and how it syncs with the sound, something very interesting is happening, is about to happen. So, so far, the song is called, I mean, the scene, I can call it Isha scene or Isha song. Well, it's about Isha, but we haven't seen Isha yet, right? But we're about to, or we see her now. She is out of focus, right? She's out of focus. Jinx is in the foreground. Isha is blurry, out of focus in the background. So something is about to happen here. We're about to have another transition point. And for it's going to be important. Just gonna put here, um, music understated. We have some muffled. Yeah, it's muffled. Soundscape muffled. Right. There's about to be a shift right here. You saw it? You saw it right there? So we're just gonna play it right here. I'll clear these drawings, sorry. Okay, super subtle, or not subtle if you miss it. Easy to miss at least. But as this music rises, as the music rises, Isha comes into focus. As the music becomes more clear, brighter, as the soundscape becomes more brighter. Not brighter in terms of tone, still very dark, but brighter and sonically. Isha comes into focus, right? Um, and so as the music becomes less understated, Isha comes into focus. It happens at the same time, in sync with the visuals, right now. See, right there, it comes in. So look at Isha and listen to the music. And then going back to the breath, the edit to the cut to the breath, the match cut to the breath, right? Very clear, popping out from the muffling. The breath is a match cut to the breath. And then you can focus. It almost sounds like she's hyperventilating or she's panicking, right? That's very clear. Everything else is muffled. Isha's breath is very clear. One thing about storytelling, talking about in editing and sound design, it's not about being realistic as it is creating an emotional impact, having emotional storytelling. And so technically, in all this chaos, we shouldn't even be able to hear Isha's breath, right? In real life, because there's so much sound, so much chaos going on. But this time, everything is muffled, almost sonically out of focus. But we're focusing on Isha's breath, Isha's panic. We're in her state of mind, right? And we're in Isha's headspace, quite literally. We're in her headspace visually, right? And something really interesting is about to happen, right? So let's see. Now we can see what Isha's saying, right? Sorry, I paused, but this is the moment. This is probably one of my favorite moments in the scene. It's so subtle. I'm gonna listen to the music and then look at Isha's eyes. That little rise in the music and the hit of the it might be what kind of it's like that there's like a bass sound in the music. It's probably like a timpani drum, right? That's my assumption, right? Or it's like doo-doo, right? And the music, the strings rise. That sound, those sounds, those instruments, they come in right as Isha raises her eyes and makes her decision. See, it's in sync with that sound, that sonic change. That one moment makes this entire scene. That one moment where the change in that in there's a couple changes. There's the timpani drum, there's the string rise, and then the singer's vocals go somewhere we don't expect. All of that, and Isha raises her eyes. All of that happens in sync.